Sorry about that. I had to tweak some settings because this likes messing with me a little bit. We have map number 1 hard point on we're doing a hardpoint fortress with this alpha match tonight, which is going to be Royals versus 1L2P, both Ohio-bound teams. So it's going to be quite an interesting bout, especially seeing some familiar faces on these rosters. Now, after map 1 hardpoint of fortress, we'll be going to a map 2 on El Silo for S&D, followed up by a control on hotel, and then we will be going back to our hard point for a Mercado hard point. And then if we get to the glorious, the well sought after map 5, we will be going to a S&D on hotel to finish things off. Kentucky, I will be right with you, and I will get you in here momentarily as we get things set up to go. If you just join a VC, I will drag you. But while we are working on this, we're going to go ahead and go into hardpoint on Fortress. So keep an eye out on these teams, and let's see how this match goes. And it looks like they are loading up now. So here we go. Alright, and here we are, as it looks like it's going to be a battle in the mid as they go to transition over to P1. Killwork picking up Blastoise Charizard there as they work to get P2 spawns. Killwork getting taken out by Void. Alright, Kentucky, happy you could join us. How are you doing? Apparently,
Howdy. I've finally found the right buttons.
Okay.
I am thrilled to be here. For some reason, our VC hides from me all the time.
It's always at the top. So we have the Royals barreling through 55-1 right now as they control P2 and got majority of P1. But as I say that, 1L2P does currently have control of the point, but Kiro gets Spectre but gets traded out by Dello as the Royals continue to have control of P2. But it looks like 1L2P did get their rotation onto P3 here. So let's see if they can get locked in and hold it down and close this gap. And as I say that, DYL Dill end up getting Dello. Chaos gets Void, and it looks like Killrock got one of himself. And as he does, he gets two more with Spectre and Dello with that lovely mid-control there as he's getting the cross. Oh, unfortunately, he ended up getting taken out, but got the trade with the grenade. P3 still in the hands of 1L2P, as I realized that the names are wrong. I apologize, chat. For some reason, it did not take it. So the Royals are actually on the left-hand side under Scars, and Scars is not actually playing. 1L2P is going to be Kill Rook and Dill. We'll be changed as we go into the next map. Apologize on my end. Blastoise picks up Chaos right there. You heard the door. Oh, but just doesn't get the jump on Aggro, and Aggro picks up 2, and Blastoise and Void. Dill picks up Spectre. Dello gets Dill and Aggro back for that double trade, as it looks like they could potentially have P4 here in their chance. Blastoise gets Aggro there. Void picks up Dill. Blastoise gets Chaos, and Spectre gets Kill Rook as they still maintain control of this P4. The gap did close there a little bit on that strong P3 hold that 1L2P had. Kill Rook going 13-9 right now, definitely keeping it in for his team. Dello gets Kill Rook, Aggro gets Dello, Void gets Chaos, Blastoise gets Aggro as they move over to P5. But after looks at it right now, 1L2P is going to have this P5 hold. Dello ends up picking up Dill there in top maps, and also gets Chaos in stables, but Kill Rook manages to get a 2-piece there, and Aggro picks up the third as they still hold this P5. Kill Rook getting another 2-piece there. Chaos getting taken out by Charizard. Aggro capping off Spectre there as they have yet another strong hold on the P5, similar to that they had P3, getting themselves back into this game. Royals currently set up to have the scrap time here as they get ready to rotate back over to P1. Spectre gets one, Dello gets one, Kill Rook gets Dello though in return, and the point is still sitting open. Aggro picks up Spectre in the back of double doors. And Dill comes around, tries to get Void. Void manages to get Dill. Dello gets Chaos, but Kill Rook trades out Void, and Dello gets Kill Rook, as it's just a back and forth fest between these two teams right now, fighting over this P1. Dello trying to take out a trophy, gets caught up by Chaos as 1L2P is going to finish off the last 20 seconds of the P1. And it looks like they're going to be going for a fight here for P2. Kill Rook getting one, doesn't catch the second in time as Void picks him up on the backside of Gallows, and it looks like P2 will get into the hands of the Royals. But they are within only it gave them an extra second. They're within 6 seconds of each other, so this is definitely a close hard point as it goes. As we get past this map, I would not only fix the lovely team names for y'all to be associated with the right teams, but we will have our second caster coming in, and you will get to hear their lovely voice as we continue the rest of this full-on match. And it looks like P2 has gone to 1L2P, but now has transitioned back to the Royals as they managed to get a couple seconds on it. Aggro picking up one, manages to get the point back for his team. This will at least allow them to close the gap, but it looks like the Royals have gone ahead and made the transition over to P3, which is a very strong hold that 1L2P had the last go-around. The Royals do currently have it right now. Dello catching Aggro. Go ahead, takes out that trophy. Void popping some shots, and it looks like at that door, but Chaos does manage to get Void taken care of. Charizard picks up Dill, but they do have two their back. Dello does pick up Chaos, and Blastoise gets aggro, so both of them stay up and manage to clear their back. Trophy with the save with that cruise as Charizard picks up Dill. Kilrook gets Spectre, but it looks like the Royals are going to hold this P3. Now this will put them over the 200 point mark, so 1L2P is going to need to play flawless COD these next two hills to get themselves the ability to take this match. Or at least keep the hills contested to keep the Royals at bay and extend it as long as they can. Now with that being said,
Wonderful hold on this hill. Wonderful hold.
yeah, it's
Really,
definitely a wonderful hold. And then here we have Kilrook and Co. sitting on P4 here with 1L2P, which is definitely what they need to do. They need to hold this and be able to rotate this into another P5, which they held very, very well last time, to potentially come out in top or at least catch up if this trade's over, which it has, as Void is now currently sitting on the point, getting some time for the Royals. Dello gets one, Blastoise gets another, Chaos gets Blastoise, and Kilrook gets Void. Dello gets Kilrook and Chaos to maintain control of the point for the Royals. Now, if they manage to hold on to this, which it looks like Blastoise did get taken out, Dello getting ready to hop in to finish it off, but this will put them above the 230, which means they only need to capture but a fraction of P5 in order to take this game. But P5 was definitely a well-held hill by 1L2P, so it may come down to P1. Aggro getting a two-piece there as he gets Dello, gets Void on the hop out, and still maintains control of this hill. Kilrook getting Spectre. They definitely know this hill is important. Dello, though, working here with a little wraparound, picks up one, but does not get Aggro, as Aggro gets him as he's back there by the anvil. And they are still going to maintain this hill. He's going to need some support as he's going to have to deal with another push from the Royals. And as I said, Void and Dello get two down, and they also get Kilrook as well, as Kilrook gets Spectre and Blastoise gets Dill, which gives them this P5, and they do have enough time on this hill to win it. So 1L2P is going to need to contest, or they're going to need to break. Dill picking up one, but he gets taken out by Spectre, and right there the Royals will take this first map 250 to 194 in this series. Spectre with a little corner hop there from bottom maps, picking up the final kill to keep them off contested. You got Blastoise going 34 and 23, Dello going 38 and 21, but Kilrook on the opposition going 34 himself. Definitely some high slayers in these teams. So, definitely a hard-fought match on both of those teams. The Royals just managed to come back and get some good rotations there near the end, which allowed them to bridge their gap and get into here. Kentucky, I'm glad that you can join me as we get this set up. I am going to do a little swap, and then I'm going to update these team colors and names because I did not apply it when I did it last time.
All right, you can just invite me so that I can see all of this fascinating action in real time.
Yep, will do. Just let me... Why am I the party leader? 1L2P. Get this to actually apply this time. I am sorry, chat, that it did not hold the last time. A COD will be COD sometimes. I've even had it change colors on me before. Kentucky, where I've held a team, had them going, and then the next map, when I hit the swap button to swap them because they switched sides, it reverted the colors of the previous team to,
Nice.
yeah, I was like, great.
Sometimes Codcaster has a mind of its own.
Oh, absolutely, and it looks like I am being invited, and when I get, it says I'm unable to connect to the host. Joy, joy, joy. Well, once I get in here, I will give you an invite. Now I'm getting invited by Spectre. See if this will take. There it goes. And if I'm not mistaken, is your account still under nobody?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, up there it is. Invite to you so you may see this in real time. And it looks like they're going to keep their sides. Make sure this held because it likes to change. It did hold, so we're good there, and they're on the right sides, chat. So again, sorry for the last map, it being a little bit set up because for some reason the settings did not hold, but they are all good now, so your teams will be correct, so it'll be easier for you to follow. But again, I know you weren't able to see it completely except for probably peeping it on stream, but we had 3 players on that map with over 30 kills, definitely showing out for their teams. Royals and 1L2P definitely keeping it close there for the first set of hills, and then keeping it close for about half the second one until we finished up on those last 2 hills where the Royals just happened to beat them on rotation and manage to get that 52-point lead to take the win. But you will get to see this one as we go into an S&D on a silo. This is going to be definitely interesting. Like we said, both teams had some slayers. It's going to be interesting on how these teams play because even though you can slay out really well, you can always put yourself in a tight spot when you potentially play something a little too tight and get caught by a player that plays a little bit slower. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this goes. So with that being said, we're going to be going into an Silo S&D with these teams, and we're going to see which one comes out on top. Here we go. So what do you think, Kentucky? How do you think this is going to go? You saw a little bit from the stream. Do you think that, slaying power is going to come in to a big play here, or do you think that it's really going to come down to strategic plays and knowing how to potentially counteract the other team?
See them slow it down here a little bit and kind of counteract each other and try and maybe get a little feel for each other's play style here. I don't think you come out crazy swinging just on the basis of that first hard point, right? Maybe we give them a little round 1 boxing feel out, right?
And right now it looks like the Royals are going to start with the bomb. Our lovely bomb carrier of the day is going to be Adam, it looks like. Spectre gets Chaos, but gets Dill ends up picking up Blastoise, which does put the bomb down. Dello gets a nice snipe on Killrook, so we are currently sitting 3-2 right now, but bomb has still not been picked up, and it looks like Spectre does go and manage to pick up the bomb. So it looks like they may be pushing into A. Oh, Dill picks up Spectre, getting the bomb to drop again, but Void picks up Dill, and now it is a one-on-one aggro versus Void, which this, folks, just so you know, Void is one of our AGMs in the rally and is currently the AGM of Midnight Murders, and so he had to do a quick fill-in spot. So this is his first time popping shots against some Challengers players. He has been seen here. See if he can manage to get away from aggro, and he does. Gets out with his life. He just needs to make the time count. And he decides to play his life and decides not to try to get the kill, but he does manage to keep the clock ran down, giving them the first round. Definitely smart plays there on Void. Don't risk the gunfight if you only have a couple seconds left to go. He's going to have to defuse or he's going to have to come at you. He played a little bit standoffish, similar to what the Royals were doing to play time, and unfortunately he ran out of time. He did manage to get the kill, but the bomb still did go off. Now we have 1L2P on the offensive, so let's see what they make of this bomb run. It looks like Killrook is the bomb carrier for this go-around, so it's definitely going to be interesting. It looks like they're favoring a potential heavy B. Dello gets a headshot on Chaos. It looks like from the top of his window. Kilrook tosses
Oh.
a nade in there. Goes to hop in, but does get taken out by Blastoise. Dill does pick up Spectre, though, which looks to be like in the bar area. So it's currently 3-on-2. Dill with a
I
sniper
love
right
the
here.
spot that Spectre held for that. He
Yes.
just didn't get rewarded for the effort that he put in for it. It was fantastic.
It was. Void does pick up. It looked like he ended up getting Dill there on the balcony. I don't think he's realized that he had another to his left. So it's going to be interesting to see how Aggro plays it out. Aggro sees that he's up there. Aggro does manage to get him out, but Aggro still needs to get Bomb and get it down. Dello popping some pistol shots and does manage to get Aggro with the pistol from some distance, I might add. And with that being said, the Royals do go up 2-0 in this SMD. I will tell you what, though, he was quite red. If Aggro would have just hit a few more shots, then he probably would have taken out Dello there and would have made it a 1-on-1. So really, this is a Alpha COD event. We have a mixture of some rally teams as well as some outside teams. 1L2P is a team that is representing a gaming arena outside of Parma, Ohio, right outside Cleveland. And they have some names in the challengers that are, known. People have heard of Aggro, people have heard of Kilrook. It's Chaos is one of their original members who is, with this squad right now. So definitely going to see some interesting faces. If you ever had an ambition to potentially take on some challenger level players, this would definitely be an event to attempt to get into. And it looks like Bomb is down. And it is a 2-on-3. Spectre does pick up Chaos, but does get traded out by Dill. So it is now Void in his little debut here, 1-on-2 against 1L2P. And it looks like they might be anticipating a B push. They don't realize that he gets it down on A. So he needs to get set up in time to, really make something happen here. But he needs to be smart about it because he is on his own.
The tragedy known as I stopped shooting has just occurred.
Aggro does manage to get him as he walks around the side of the boxes. They do have plenty of time. And it looks like he's going to give that up to potentially allow his counterpart to do the defuse, which is looking to do that to be able to get their Deddy as well. And with that being said, 1L2P will get a round on the board, putting us 2-1 right now in this S&D.
So, Star, what do you think the statistical odds are that in that VC at that exact moment, the words "I stopped shooting" were said? I'd say it has to be at least upwards of 87%, because he definitely thought he was dead and stopped shooting.
No, he definitely did thought that he had him stop shooting.
The greatest tragedy of all times in Call of Duty is the stop shooting situation.
Yeah, absolutely. But right there in that situation, if I was in that scenario, I probably would have re-peeked that balcony rather than trying to do the wrap. Because if they get inside, it's really, easy to get peeled from that head spot from inside the room. And unfortunately, that is what happened to him as he wrapped. Blastoise does pick up Kilrook. Dello sitting with a sniper. Gets the bomb planter. Blastoise gets Dill. Chaos does get one, but it looks like Void picks him up there on the side of trucks, and the Royals will go up 3-1 in this S&D series right now. For his first time playing at this level, I will definitely say that Void is playing smart, so I will give him props for that, and he is keeping pace.
There's something to be said for, like, using your brain in search and destroy and taking every angle and little mathematical advantage you can get from not ego-challing literally anything.
Right, no, absolutely. Charles, oh, Spectre manages to pick up Kilrook there. Dill gets Void. Dello gets Chaos as he's running
Speaking of
around with the
perfect
pistol.
angles, Spectre had one there.
Spectre picks up Aggro as well, and it is a 3-on-1, and Bomb is now down. Now, the Royals take this round here in good fashion as they go up 4-1, but I do need to give props to two members on the opposition who are definitely playing their games and playing well. Unfortunately, some timing is just coming in and, making them struggle a little bit, but definitely some plays as you have Aggro 5-3 and Dill 6-4. Unfortunately, their teammates are just struggling to make a little bit happen here. So you have one sitting 1-5 and one sitting at 0-5. But on the opposition, you have Spectre at 5-3, Dello at 5-3. Void is now 3-4 as he does go down that previous round, and Blastos is 4-2 with on currently a 3 streak. Void is also pulling his weight with 2 plants as a bomb carrier. Kilrook picks up Spectre there, getting on the board, and Void picks up Aggro. Aggro is definitely one you want to take out, especially when he's being dominating on the kills. Void knows someone was in there. Oh, he does catch Dill. He pops some shots, but does not finish him off. I believe the call out was probably made to Blastoise as he does wrap through the side door, but he does get taken out. Ooh, Void gets spooked there a little bit, turns and pops some shots at Dello.
Those are your friends.
A 2-on-2 right now. Dello, unfortunately, tried to dolphin dive to avoid it, but did not manage to get locked in time to be able to fire back. They are working on planting as we speak, and Void is currently left solo yet again. Oh, Void gets some shots on Chaos, but his teammate sitting there waiting for the push does manage to get him as Dill comes here, peeps their left and just pops out. And unfortunately, that was all she wrote for Void. And that will send 1L2P into this next round, 4-2.
Now, this is the first time you're saying that Void has played at this level?
Yes.
Is that what I've understood you?
Yes, this is the first time that Void has played at this level. When he originally joined Rally, he originally looked at being a C player. Our previous season, he played in B, and his team played fairly well. The Royals needed a sub real quick because a couple of their players had an emergency, and he decided to step up to the plate. And I will say that for it being his first time going against players of this caliber, he is doing a fine job holding his own.
So he had no intent of playing like at all in like this evening. Like this is an emergency fill tonight, or he has just joined this team.
No, it's emergency fill. He is not a roster player on this team. They need an emergency fill, and the team approved it, and so
seems to be going okay for him then, yes. Considering the level of competition that he's randomly facing at
Dill does pick him up there, and 1L2P takes back-to-back rounds as they now go 4-3 as they look to tie this up next round. Yeah, I see you peaking interest though, Verley. I mean, this is definitely something you should be getting into going against some of these challengers players.
Gonna have to ask these teams to not die adjacent to where the insects are flying around, because it sounds like I have mosquitoes in my ear when, because of the sound EQ. It is out of hand. Oh.
So they're getting set up here. Looks like they're working on
like the setup,
another B push here.
Oof. Dello doesn't know it, but his life was about to flash before his eyes right there.
Ooh. Void did get shot in the back. It looks like he may have made the call out of the wrap, but the wrap did not get pushed. It looks like they may be trying to set up the ability to wrap to B, but it looks like Chaos may be stuck where he's at.
This is a strange spot that this DYL fella, Dill, is that how you say it, is holding on. I don't think I've seen anybody necessarily lay right there before.
That is an unfortunate push made by Chaos. Aggro does pick up Spectre, though, making it a 2-on-2. Blastoise gets aggro, Dill gets Void. It's now 1-on-1, but Bomb needs to go down, and I don't think he has enough time to plant, so he needs to go for the kill. And time does go, and that will put the Royals up 5-3. Now, here's the thing, though, Kentucky. Do we see a closeout 6-3, or is this potentially a 5-3 curse where 1L2P has a chance to come back and make something happen?
I don't like to, like, if you call the curse, you, like, somehow give the curse, then you can call the curse and give the curse by giving the curse, if that makes sense. So, I don't want any of that, like, juju on me. I do want to put on blast some wonderful human just use Deddy at the very end of the round, and I'm going to give them a sad note.
Oh.
I'm not certain why we were using Deddy right there, but it's fine. It may not have actually counted it.
Now, I do want to give Dill some props as he is sitting as the highest kill leader right now in this match right now at 11-4 on a 5 streak currently. Killrook just snipes Spectre, putting this at a 3-on-4. Dill making a nice little push here. I don't think they realize that they're all inside. I think they thought they may have been going B, so this is going to be interesting.
So far back there.
He really did.
He did not want anyone to hear him, either this map or the next map over, because that was a hell of a deep route he took there.
Dello snipes aggro. Void gets caught in the top money section, though. Dello with a snipe as Dello goes to jump down, and Chaos is on his own. Chaos does get one. He almost gets shots on Dello. And that grenade does get him. At that moment, I would have kept running and running for my life. I mean, he had some time. He should have swung out, came back around, and, you know, potentially finished off Dello there as he was also weak.
Yeah, he wasn't getting out of there. I think he was in trouble there no matter what happened. I don't know that he could have even tried to flee.
He could have hid behind the couch. Don't you know that
Maybe.
couches?
It's kind of a flimsy Value City sofa in there. I'm just saying.
You've seen
for
the
like
movies.
for drug kingpins, they don't really spend the high dollars that you would expect on their furniture.
I mean, that's true, but in all fairness, drug kingpins in movies are the ones that have the couches that for some reason you just can't shoot through.
They're very, very sturdy.
Very sturdy. But as we do see, the Royals do take that 6-3, giving them a map lead right now of 2-0 as we go into control, which is going to be a control on Hotel.
Ooh.
Now,
I do enjoy some hotel control.
Now, given
Not
how we've
necessarily
seen,
playing it,
given how we've
watching.
seen some strats on, you know, S&D, given how we've seen the playing style on Hardpoint, how do you think 1L2P's chances stand going into this control?
Well, okay. Give me some. Let me ponder through it with you. Let's discuss some of the background of these players. Typically, what does Void, who is here for the first time, what does he run normally, like on his team that he would say have played with? Is he typically an AR? Is he? So he's a flex, which is actually kind of ideal for this particular circumstance of being shoved into the universe in a situation you weren't anticipating, right? I don't know. I think we see some aggression here. I think we see the speed of the play pick up, right? You have to imagine that the rally, like the Royals, have some confidence here going into this,
right?
And at the very least, you would anticipate they're going to full send for round one and see what happens, right? Like,
I mean, yes, that's a pretty fair potential assessment that you could think that they're gonna potentially go full send. Now, technically, if you know 1L2P plays it smart and they can capitalize on kind of reading their opponents, they can make this a life game rather than a control game, objective game. But they did play objective well last in the S&D, so I mean technically they could still win objectively. Now, if we go back to the first hard point though, they had one player breach the 30 kill mark, where Royals had two players. So they're going to need to have some teammates really ramp up on the kill side of things, but they're also going to need to keep the Royals in check to make sure they don't get too heavy-handed.
Yeah, I think having you fill me in there on the kill count there, that's pretty rough. If they were hitting close to 30 on two guys, that's a big ask to come in and. But control can be a little ratty. Like you can make a little bit of momentum switch, right? Like I feel like control is a game mode that unfortunately gets kind of overlooked in when people do their team scrims and their practices, right? A lot of times you'll see full hardpoint rotations, like where they'll do like all the hard points, or they'll do a hardpoint search and they'll alternate those back and forth. But sometimes teams never get, they don't get it back. They don't run the controls. So let's see if perhaps somebody's like created a lot of preparation for control. Maybe we'll see some sort of outlier
Yeah.
in this.
Now, I will say when it comes to control, the one thing that teams do need to do is you need to be willing to accept when a point is lost. Do not throw pointless lives, at a hill that you're probably going to lose anyway, because you're going to need as many lives as you can to defend the last hill remaining. And I have seen some teams struggle with that. They want to try to keep the teams off that point. They think they can get to it. They think they can save it. And the next thing you know, you have a team that was neck and neck that ends up going down 10 lives, and then they struggle to try to survive as they have to defend the last point.
Well, and you also see not only obviously the life count, like you said, if you keep throwing lives, but what I will notice is that people will be in such a hurry to, like you said, save that point, that not only do they throw lives, they throw the ability to set themselves up to defend the final point. So they get caught out of position, you get 2 or 3 down, and now you're spawning way out, and you never even get the opportunity to get back to get set up for it. So in your haste to try and save the point, you kind of throw both points at it. Personally, I'm kind of a big fan of making sure that I'm in position and I put myself in the best possible situation to be able to defend that final point, to really get set up and to get comfortable where everyone is on the map.
Right.
So you're not just hunting down one guy who's like maybe missing in your spawn,
Yeah, no, you definitely want to make sure that not only your lives, you do want to make sure you keep spawn control. So it's like, say you have A drop and B is your last one. You want to make sure that you're spawning sauna, you have top bedroom control to push them out back kitchen to keep them farther away. So then that way, when you do get 4 down, you do get 3 down, that last player or the team has a long hike back to the point in order to make something happen. It looks like we are waiting on one player and who has just now joined, and we just need you to swap over to
Oh,
Codcaster.
you'd like me to not play? I feel like that's probably a good idea for me not to be included in the match. Now, you know what I did notice yesterday? I
Yes.
noticed that people accused Rally and your humble casters last night of being biased. Now, I don't think we need accusations. I'm just going to say I'm biased. I'll let you do the unbiased portion, and I will be happily over here biased slightly for Rally. I feel like that's a reasonable, I don't think I could pretend to not be biased, so I'll have a little bias over here.
I mean that is a fair statement. I mean, obviously, with it being a home team, there is going to be a little, bias. You always want to root for the home dogs. But in all fairness, with this being a challenge event, there's some amazing talent on both sides, and it's
For
great
sure.
just to see these other teams come in here. I personally, have met Kilrook in person. I've seen Kilrook play. He's a phenomenal person playing, and it's nice to have him in a rally event. I'm pretty sure that I've seen Dill as well, and we also have met Chaos as well on LAN. So it's nice to have these guys actually in our event, actually competing, especially knowing them in person, being close to home. It's definitely a nice experience to see that we're getting this happening. And
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal players. I think that just sort of like when you've watched any college sport, you get the little bit of the home news channel. Caster gets a little excited when his team scores. So you're going to see a little of that, but it's by no means to take away from the fact that these are all like phenomenal players that are playing at a level that most of us could only like imagine playing at.
Right. No, absolutely. They definitely have put in the work. And, you know, hopefully when we go into next COD MW3, we got a little bit of teams here at the tail end because obviously people don't really want to put in. But I am looking forward for our opening MW3 event to be quite a spectacular. I'm looking to see some of these challengers teams that we've had come in here. I'm looking to see some of our old teams come back. And I'm hoping that we get to have one of the biggest challenger level events that Rally has yet to host going into a new game. But with that being said, we're going into control. It's going to be hotel. Hotel is always a favorable control map that they have going on, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two play out. So for that being said, we are getting ready to check in and see who checks out going into this next map.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, a little hotel humor.
I see what you did there. Now, Star, you know
Yes.
how we have our glitch energy aces? See what I did there?
Yes.
Bringing up our glitch energy sponsors. I do have from the peanut gallery around my home a request of a segment. The pups here, as I'm sure your pups, would like a segment in which a action is performed that then means that we have to give either dogs at your house or my house treats. So I'm gonna let you ponder what this event will be, but it's being requested, man. I can't fight the people here. They want reasons to get goodies.
I mean, we can definitely find reasons to give pups Scoobies. You know, you can always have to provide a fair snack. I would think that we probably need to find something that does not provide snacks too often, though. Given that I'm sure the dogs would love it, but we also want to keep in mind the health of said animals. And my poor little corgi would get that really quick.
Could be a redemption inside of our Riley stream there. Perhaps we add it as a redemption. Though you're right, you could start to put some pounds on our dogs quickly.
Aggro getting out of there with, well, almost getting out of there with his life. He was really red, but getting chased down by Charizard, who then gets traded out by Killrook. The Royals did get a quick B push as they also are working on their first pick of A right here. Dello getting Killrook, Aggro getting Spectre. They need to make a push into this point. Dill getting Void off the hill, and they do manage to clear as Dill gets 2, Aggro gets 1, but Void getting a kill with the trophy system as Aggro goes to throw a grenade. But point is still down, and 1L2P does manage to get on as they work to clear this second tick. Now lives are 15 to 15, so that is actually a good setup. As I say that, Dill takes out Dello, but Dill gets traded by Void, and the life count is still going back and forth as we see 13 to 13, but there still is only one tick on A. So Kentucky, do you feel like this is going to come down to lives, or are we going to see a capture of this A point?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's kind of cheating because they've gotten a lot of progress pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm now fighting off the dogs because the universe gave us our answer. Clearly, it's when a trophy gets a player kill, is when you give your dogs goodies, of course. But yeah, I think we're going to see. Well, actually, they didn't get the full on that. That's crazy. I thought they actually had that the tick actually.
No, they did not. They did not get that.
Wow.
Nope, they did not get that full second tick. There was a sliver left, and they managed to drop it. But they are working halfway through their third tick now, and it looks like this is going to stack. No one pushed in, and the Royals will take this opening attacking round and this control. Now we need to see whether or not 1L2P and their offense is going to be able to answer back. But why we are sitting here, we are doing this, we're watching this from our game. As you mentioned earlier, Glitch, Energy Ace, Right now, Rally is doing a promotional trial with Glitch. We're looking to get 25, orders in the month of September from 25 different people using the code Rally in order to lock in an official sponsorship from Glitch. We'd love to see that happen. It would mean a lot for the charity and do a lot of things that we could do for events for the young kids, as well as trying to bring in mentors of this game to help teach them as they go to progress where the rest of us are. So if you want to support, you want to help kids, you want to make the charity move another step in the great direction, please go check out Glitch. They have phenomenal flavors. I've tried 4 different ones, have not been upset with any of them so far. And it's $20 and you get a cool shaker cup. I personally got a glow in the dark one. So just go to glitchenergy.com and use code Rally Esports for your discount. Now,
That's what I ordered. It's a glow in the dark. Can't resist it. I might be middle aged, but I have the mentality of a child, and I wanted it to glow in the dark.
Kilrook getting this second tick here for 1L2P, and now they're working on their third tick at B, and it looks like they might get away with capturing it. They're only sitting 1 man on the hill, though. They would clear this a lot faster if they just quickly stacked it. They do finally move on, get onto it, and get it down. Dello Dello actually didn't get anyone. Dill got Spectre, and Chaos got Dello, and they managed to leave the B point. All lies intact there. Dill with a 2-piece on Dello and Void. Aggro getting Spectre as they go back over and start capturing this A point. They definitely had the idea to answer the Royals back in this control. Blastoise gets Aggro. Kilrook gets Void.
Yeah, they're flying at each other here.
No,
Definitely flying.
They absolutely are. Dello gets Chaos, Blastoise gets Dill, Aggro gets Blastoise though, and they still do have 2 people on this point. Kilrook gets Void, and 1L2P answers back with a round of their own.
Nice. That was incredibly fast round. I turned into a human treat dispenser, apparently, because now they won't leave me alone because they are aware I have a bag of doggy goodies. Come on, go away. Why I do other things with my life.
EJ,
All right, Sarah, tell me what's happening this round. I want your prediction.
Well, I mean, both teams have shown a strong offensive. It looks like offense is probably going to definitely be the way that things are going to go. And so this is going to be interesting. And I feel like if things mirror themselves, what will happen is we'll see the Royals take this offensive here. We might see 1L2P answer back with the offense of their own. And I think this match will come down to whoever gets offense on that last round.
Now, how would you counter the speed at which you're getting flown at here, Sarah? Like, what adjustment would you make personally in game here? So if you were, they have too many letters in the name, but the consonant team, say it one more time. They're IL2P, is that what you're saying their team name is?
1L2P. It's
1L2P, jeez.
It stands for One Life to Play.
Okay, that would be just so much easier to say that. Okay, so if you're them, what would you adjust? What would you do here?
Well, Dill gets a 3-piece there and stops the push on A. So I'd say if you know that you're gonna get flown at, I would just make sure that as you're killing people, you're constantly changing your position so that way you don't get predicted where you're sitting. So as they're flying back at you, they just don't automatically know where to look. Keep it mixed up so then that way you can kind of counteract the push. But as I say that, the Royals make that a quick round and deal some damage there as they go up 2-1. Now, EG, I have no idea who you are, and obviously if something that you have an issue with is, coming up, this is definitely not the place to handle that, because, one, this is an open chat, and again, I have no idea who you are, so I'm not quite sure what you think that we owe you. Definitely, time and place for everything, my friend. Kilrook gets one. Chaos gets one. Spectre gets Chaos, though, with a trade. But 1L2P is working on the weak point like they did in their previous go-around. Kilrook gets another aggro, holding down this point right now as they get halfway through the tick. Spectre gets one. Blastoise gets two. Kilrook does manage to get Blastoise and trade him out. Spectre does manage to pick up Kilrook as they do stop the second tick from coming to fruition. And it looks like they managed to get them off of A as well.
$21-10 is actually pretty crazy here. I was just sort of perusing our little kill count up at the top and happened to notice that little gem of 22-10. Hopefully I haven't cursed this
22 and 11
fine
now.
gentleman. Yeah, see? Sorry, buddy.
22 and 12.
I shouldn't have mentioned it because now I've ruined it for you.
You've
I've
mentioned
doomed
it
them.
and he died twice.
Yeah.
Spectre gets one, Delo gets another one, but they are still on this A point as they've gotten their first tick there and they're working halfway through it as well. Definitely struggling to quick capture a point like they did the previous time. It looks like they did get the second tick here in this A, and they are going to be working on closing out this third tick as long as they can maintain hold. It looks like they're going to be fine, and the Royals are going to set up to try to catch them as they leave. Blastoise gets Dill as he tries to come into Jules. Delo gets Kilrook. Void gets aggro, and that is 3 down, but Chaos gets Void as they cross levels, but Blastoise comes out and gets Chaos there. So they do only have 8 lives left. This is definitely going to be a hard push for them to do. The objective is they're going to need to get 4 down, and they're going to need to triple stack.
Okay.
And it looks like 1L2P did have a person just go ahead and leave there. The Royals do take that last control 3-2-1 as they end up also taking this match 3-0 and they move up 2-0 in their pool. Keep an eye out as we will have other matches coming throughout this week from both pools, and we will have a new contending team coming to join us who's going to be taking over one of the teams that had to drop. So it's going to be a familiar face that you guys have probably heard of, so it's going to be interesting to see them as they compete. But like I said, keep an eyes out, keep ears open as we get ready to announce when the next match is going to be in this upcoming week as we get ready to go into the weekend for the bracket. So with that being said, this was our only match for today, and Rally is out. Thank you, Kentucky, for coming in and casting on short notice. Always a fun time having you here. Good matches to be seen, and hopefully we will get to do this again here soon.
Appreciate you having me there, Sora. That was a good time watching these guys play.
Absolutely. Looking forward to more matches. Stay tuned. Keep an ear out for upcoming dates, and Rally is out.